Number 1. Super drunk sheriff found unconscious. On November 16, 2018, at around 4 p.m., Deputy Ashley Von Sloten from the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a vehicle parked on the side of M66 in Garfield Township. Concerned citizens had noticed an unresponsive man slumped over the steering wheel. To her surprise, it turned out to be none other than Midland County Sheriff Scott A. Stevenson. As captured on Van Sloten's body camera footage, she approached the black Ford Fusion and found Sheriff Stevenson knocked out inside. Initially unresponsive, he eventually woke up, but was clearly disoriented, slurring his words incoherently.
You need to wake up and talk to me.
Van Sloten informed Stevenson that someone had called the police after spotting his parked vehicle. She asked him once again if he had been drinking, to which he admitted that he had consumed alcohol, but insisted he wasn't driving.
Have you been drinking?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Bad.
Okay.
Shortly after, an EMS van arrived on the scene, which promptly woke up Stevenson. He became agitated, swearing, and told Van Sloten that he didn't require any medical assistance. To prove his position, he reached to his side and pulled out a commemorative sheriff's badge to prove his identity to the officer.
Okay. I don't need EMS. I don't need you. It'd be cool if but I do not need EMS.
A little while later, Garfield Township Police Chief and former Kalkaska County Sheriff Nelson Jerry Cannon arrived at the scene. Cannon asked Stevenson how much alcohol he had consumed in the past 4 hours. Stevenson admitted to having at least 4 beers, his last one being about 2 hours before he was found on the side of the road. Stevenson went on to say that he had consumed them in Gladwin, approximately 75 miles away from where he was currently parked on M66, which proved that he was driving while intoxicated. Cannon told Stevenson to undergo some field sobriety tests, as is customary for DUI suspicions. Based on the footage and Van Sloten's reports, it became apparent that the sheriff was struggling pretty much throughout these tests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you wanna start over on a more flat surface? Okay.
Stevenson was then asked to take a breathalyzer test, which he reluctantly agreed to. The reading on the display shocked Stevenson himself.
Might be.
Jesus. Oh, shit, Jerry. Well, you know what? Hey.
The PBT indicated a blood alcohol level of 0.233. In Michigan, the legal intoxication limit is 0.08, and a person is considered super drunk at 0.17. Cannon made the decision to take Stevenson into custody, informing him that he was going to jail. The Midland sheriff was then transported from the scene to the local jail and later to Kalkaska Memorial Health Center, where a blood sample was taken for further testing. The reports do not disclose the results of this blood draw. On November 30th, 2018, Stevenson released a press statement addressing his arrest. In it, he admitted to being at a deer camp in Kalkaska County on the morning of November 16th and consuming alcohol. He claimed that he had driven away from the camp to find better cell phone reception. I am embarrassed, ashamed, and deeply regret the decision to consume alcohol and drive. My poor decision affects not only myself but my family, the Midland County Sheriff's Office, and my constituents. I will accept full responsibility for my decision that day. No one else is responsible, the sheriff said. He was ordered to pay a fine of $1,030 by the presiding judge and was put on probation for a year. Fortunately, nobody got hurt, and the sheriff seemed genuinely apologetic for his irresponsible actions. Our next case, though, covers the story of a hammered police captain threatening the arresting officer with a lawsuit. Number 2. Drunk police captain threatens to sue arresting officer. In February 2021, Valerie O'Brien, a former captain of the Michigan State University Police Department, found herself in a troublesome situation. It all started when Michigan State Police received a report about a driver in a red GMC Acadia who was driving erratically near Interstate 96 in the Williamston area. Responding to the dispatch, a trooper positioned himself in the median near Williamston Road. He soon spotted the mentioned vehicle crawling along at a speed of only 10 to 15 miles per hour. Curiously, O'Brien pulled over to the shoulder of the freeway after passing the trooper's location. Approaching O'Brien, the trooper engaged in conversation with her. She identified herself as a police officer and began talking about another vehicle in front of her. However, her slurred speech made it difficult for the trooper to comprehend, and he failed to see any other vehicles ahead of O'Brien's SUV. In an attempt to locate her driver's license and registration, O'Brien rummaged through her vehicle for about 2 minutes. Eventually, the trooper pointed out what appeared to be a wallet resting on her chest. The wallet contained her ID, as confirmed by the subsequent investigation report. During their interaction, O'Brien admitted to consuming 4 glasses of wine that night at a restaurant in Lansing.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
Only 4 glasses of wine.
4 glasses of wine? How long ago was that?
Concerned about her ability to operate a vehicle, the trooper requested her to step out of the car for further questioning. To his surprise, O'Brien agreed and even consented to undergo field sobriety tests. However, it quickly became evident that she was in no condition to pass those tests. Her balance was severely compromised, and at one point, she essentially confessed to being too intoxicated to perform adequately.
I couldn't do that if I was sober.
Okay.
In all honesty, I couldn't
All
do
right.
that if I was sober.
So you're not okay to drive? Do you consent to taking a breathalyzer, PBT?
No.
Having failed the field sobriety test, the arresting officer proposed a breathalyzer test to O'Brien, which she flat out refused, leaving the officer with no alternative but to place her in handcuffs. Throughout the encounter, O'Brien exhibited aggression towards the officers, even going so far as stating that she didn't care if she got fired. Then, slowly, she starts to get riled up.
I know it sucks.
Because I'm literally the assistant chief at MSU Police Department.
Okay. I know it sucks.
She then starts screaming at the arresting officer and is demanding to know how fast she was going. When the officer told her that he doesn't know the exact speed, she lost it and began to threaten him with a lawsuit.
Fast I was going. I'm suing you. What is said again?
Valerie O'Brien's situation took a serious turn when a blood test at Sparrow Hospital revealed her blood alcohol level was 0.25, way above the legal limit of 0.08 for driving in Michigan. Drivers with a blood alcohol level higher than 0.17 can face harsher penalties if convicted. On August 30th, 2021, Valerie O'Brien pleaded guilty to 2 charges: operating a motor vehicle with a high blood alcohol content and carrying a concealed pistol while under the influence. This information came from Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. The offense of operating a motor vehicle with a high BAC is considered a 180-day misdemeanor, while carrying a concealed pistol under the influence is a 93-day misdemeanor. In front of Ingham County 55th District Court Judge Richard L. Hillman on August 30th, O'Brien entered her guilty plea. As a result, she received a sentence of 1 year probation. Those who vow to protect and serve must ensure they're upholding that oath through their own conduct. Attorney General Dana Nessel said, the additional terms of her sentence included paying a $700 fine and $1,295 in fees and costs. O'Brien was also required to complete 40 hours of community service by the end of 2021 and attend counseling. On top of all that, she had to apologize to the arresting officer for her behavior. Ms. O'Brien was placed on leave with no assigned work duties immediately following her arrest by the Michigan State Police last February, MSU PD Captain Chris Rosman said via email. While on unpaid leave, O'Brien resigned from the MSU Police Department and is no longer an employee of the department or the university. While O'Brien's actions pushed her to resign from her job, our next DUI case deals with the police chief who was allowed to retain his position despite getting arrested. Number 3. Lake Angeles Police Chief can't keep his balance. In a small community in northern Oakland County, something unexpected happened. Over Thanksgiving weekend, the police chief of Lake Angeles, Michael Farley, got himself into trouble. It was late in the evening on November 30th, 2019, when Kego Harbor Police pulled him over on Cass Lake Road. A concerned citizen had reported suspicious driving of a Ford pickup truck in the area. Despite the circumstances and his position, Chief Farley remained fairly cooperative when he was stopped.
Have you been drinking tonight?
A bit.
How much is a little bit?
Oh, 4 drinks.
4 drinks?
The police asked him to partake in some field sobriety tests to ascertain whether he was too drunk to be driving. The chief visibly had some difficulties during these tests. He struggled to count backward and even almost lost his balance while attempting to stand on one leg.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1,200. Come on up.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right, that's fair enough, okay.
67, 66, 67, 66. What'd you say?
It was pretty evident that something was off. When the results of the breathalyzer test came in, it revealed Chief Farley had a blood alcohol level of 0.15, nearly double the legal limit of 0.08.
You're a .155, almost twice the legal limit.
Chief Farley appeared before the court and the Judge Barron handed down the sentence. He ordered the police chief to complete 30 hours of community service, attend a victims impact panel, and abstain from consuming alcohol for a year. Additionally, Chief Farley would be subjected to random alcohol tests during his probation. The state also restricted his driving privileges for 90 days, allowing him to drive only for work or as directed by the court for tests. Despite this incident, the Lake Angeles City Council and Mayor expressed their confidence in Chief Farley, and he remained the police chief with their full support. In a statement following his arrest, Chief Farley admitted his mistake and intended to take responsibility for his actions. "I know that I am not above the law," he said. "That said, I am also not beneath the law. There is in our system of law a process that I must go through now in order to receive due process under the law." Farley also added, I remain dedicated to the community of Lake Angeles and my role as their police chief. If you want to support the channel and want to watch more of these videos, please subscribe as I upload them regularly.